but I didn't see no lights. And she said, it ain't no light like a light bulb. It's a light that shines through people's lives that got Jesus living in their hearts. And then she said, think about some people that we go to church with that you can see Jesus in their hearts. And I think about that, and I think about that, and I think about that. And finally, I think about disciples. I said, hey, Mom, what about disciples? And Mom, she smiled so pretty, and she said, yes. Her first name should be disciples. I don't get it. I just know that if you sit next to Miss Apples and if you whisper in her ear just like this, she will give you a piece of peppermint. Ain't that sweet? Hey, you know what? Since Tommy asked Jesus to come live in his heart, he's been asking me all kinds of questions and stuff about God and about Jesus and about why Jesus Christ died on the cross. And I'm telling him it is because of sin. And then he looked at me and he said, what is sin? And I just looked at him like this. Because that kid was the worst sinner I ever did see. See, sin is stuff that makes God sad. Sometimes it's stuff you do and you shouldn't do it. And sometimes it's stuff that you should do, but you just won't do it. And he just scratches his head like this and said, I don't know when I'm fixing to be sinning or not. I tell him, don't you worry about that. I will tell you. And me and Tommy decided since sin is stuff that makes God sad, that me and Tommy wants to do stuff that will make God smile. And so we think about that and think about that and think about that, but we got a headache. And so I asked my mom if she would think about it, and she said it would make God smile if we will help other people. And me and Tommy think that is a good idea. And so you know what? We got up early one morning and we sneaked over Mr. Holliday's house because Mr. Holiday, he lived right down the street from me. And you know what? He works all day long in the hot sun with flowers. And so me and Tommy decided we would surprise him. And so we sneaked over there early in the morning, and you know what? We pulled all the weeds out of his flower beds. But so, we sort of got in trouble. Did you know that some flowers look just like weeds? We didn't know that too, but he didn't get so mad, except he did turn red. And then he said it will help him more if we will bring him a glass of water when he's working outside and getting hot and thirsty. And me and Tommy just said, well, that'll be fine. And so, you know what? We bring him 16 glasses of water. And when he walked in the house at lunchtime, if you walk next to his tummy, you can hear that water go flash, flash, flash. That was so cute. Hey, you know what else? Me and Tommy, we've been noticing that Dr. Blakey, he lives right across the street from my house. And he always walks that dog of his 100 million times a day because he said he don't work no more because he is tired. And so instead of going to work, he walks that dog. And she is so cute. She looks just like a dust mop without the stick. So me and Tommy decided it will help him if we will walk that dog for him. So we asked him if that would be fine. And he said he would visit me talking about it. So we just keep asking him and 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 asking him. But that always helps my mom make up her mind. And finally he said that would be fine. But so we got the promise to hang on to the leash. A leash is the same thing as a big old fat string. So me and Tommy said, well, that'll be fine. And you know what? Everything was fine when we were walking with Angie and stuff. But so when we went by some woods, Angie seen a great big old black cat. Oh yeah, it had a white stripe down its back. And she wanted to play with that cat so much that she took out of our hands little splits. And when that happened, that leash come out of our hands. And so you know what? We had to go in the woods and find her. And good news, we did find her. But so she didn't smell good. Me and Tommy decided we wasn't going to mention that part to Dr. Blakey. But somehow he just knew about it. And when he opened that door, his eyes got this big. He said, "Ooh-wee, smell like Angie been playing with a pole gas." And I said, "I don't know, I didn't see no poles." And it was. And I got dressed up like Little Red Riding Hood. And you know what? I got to go to Miss Lucille's house, who lived right next door to my house. And my mama just stayed on the sidewalk, and I got to ring the doorbell all by myself. And when she opened that door, and I said, "Trick or treat!" Her eyes got that big, and I don't even think I looked that scary. And she said, "Now, me, Ruth, you is adorable." And I said, "Yes, I know." And then she said, "Wait just a minute." And she went inside her house, and when she came back out, she had something very big in her hand. And you know what? She stuck her whole hand in my trick-or-treat bag, and she dropped that thing in there, and it was very heavy. And so I looked in there to see what it was. And you know what it was? It was an onion. I said, "Excuse me, Miss Lucille, but is this an onion?" And she said, "Yes, Nellie Ruth, I'm sorry. I didn't got no candy, and I didn't got no fruit. All I got in that refrigerator was this onion." And so I just smiled at her like this. And I said, "Well, thank you very much for this onion." And then when she closed the door, I turned around and told my mama, "I don't want this onion." And you know what? She just hung on to my hand very tight, and we just marched my little self right home. and when we got to the house, my mama stuck my onion on the table, and she stuck all my candy around it, and she said, and I just looked at it like this. And she said, "Now, me, Ruth, I'm fixing to tell you a story that is in the Bible. See, what happened was this. There was a woman, and she didn't got much money. She only got about 2 or 3 money. That's all she got in the whole wide world. But so she went to church, and when she was at the church, they was doing an offerings. And the offerings is when you go up there and you stick money in the box. And you know what? When it got to be her turn, that woman, she just walked right up there and she stick all her money in that box. And Jesus and her friends were there, and Jesus said, "That woman surely done stick more money in there than anybody else." And his friend looked at him and said, "I've seen some man sticking more money than that." And Jesus just smiled at him and said, "That ain't what I said. I said that woman surely done stick more money in there than anybody else, because she's sticking all the money she got in the whole wide world. And them men is sticking a little bit of their money." And then she said, "See, Nellie Ruth, Miss Lucille gave you the bestest treat of all, because she gave you all that she got. Do you understand?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. But I still don't want that onion." And then she liked to hug the stubborn side of me. And you know what? Then we went to the carnival at my church. And you can dress up, but you can't dress up in scary stuff. You can only dress up like firemen, policemen, Little Red Riding Hoods. Oh, also you can dress up like people in the Bible. Tommy was there. He was dressed up like David in the Bible. Don't you think that is funny? David used to throw rocks too. David